as we're dating, there was a time where I end up being pregnant. Not with him, of course, but not by him. I end up pregnant. I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. So then I end up getting a myself, and it was the most horrible visit I've ever done. That moment where I was like, how did I get here? Like, I had this beautiful, wonderful man of God. I am pregnant and I have this abortion. I'm doing all this in secret. It was so heavy that I had to tell him. And when I tell him this last time, he's going to break up with me. I broke his heart like 8 times. And then this is the last time. I'm like, there's no way he wants me back, ever. And then so we talk, and he said, well, did you ask God for forgiveness? I'm like, I did. Did you forgive yourself? I'm like, I don't know. Well, I love you and I still want you to be my wife.
Such a big simp. Stop being simps.
You hoping to have a kid?
Of course. I haven't taken the Plan B yet, and I really don't want to.
Oh, gosh.
I know you're his cousin.
Are you going to tell him?
What do you mean?
Are you going to tell him that you didn't take the pill?
I mean, it's like my body, my choice.
You're going to baby trap him?
I'm not gonna baby trap him.
I mean, he's not
I want to.
You want to? Oh, gosh.
You got baby fever.
You got baby fever? You crazy.
Let me tell you a little secret. She's not going to change. She's not going to get better. She's going to get worse. Not if you marry her, not if you communicate better, not if you're nicer, kinder, more good looking, more
That's why I tell you guys, you have to see the red flags from the start, so you don't get married to the wrong woman.
respectful, less demanding, more emotionally intelligent. If you are in a dysfunctional or an abusive relationship, let this be your sign. She won't change.
Do you know what the best revenge is? It's no revenge. It's not giving a flying fuck. Delete, block, unfriend, unfollow, remove any parasite that antagonises your soul.
Are you doing that video of yourself? Yeah. Or me? Yeah. Are you secretly filming me?
Who are you? Mr. Red?
I ain't for you to know. I'm the dude going to the 12th floor that just decided today to divorce his wife after 15 years. That's who the fuck I am. Who are you?
I found that a lot of my female friends that are so go-getting and domineering and very much in their masculine energy, their partners are so feminine. And by feminine, I mean so emotionally driven on their agreeable personalities that the women are just like, well, I guess I just gotta...
Women don't like an agreeable man. If you do whatever she wants, she will just see you as a simp, not a man.
You know, I gotta like roll up my sleeves and do the heavy lifting. And I can say with almost 100% conviction, complete conviction, that these women do not want to do this.
Always tell ladies, don't ever tell a man you have children. If you do, it's after you already got him hooked and giving you money and you know he's not going anywhere. Thank you, Talia.
Do not listen to this dumbass woman's advice, because I can guarantee you that no man that is considered high value is going to continue to pursue you after you've lied about something so big like being a mother.
I would love to be a stay-at-home mom. I would love to be a homemaker and a wife. I would love to be able to live on a homestead and go milk my cow and take the eggs out of the chicken coop and have one baby in the belly and on my hip and another toddler coming behind me. That's like my dream, but I can't do that because the way the economy is set up is I'm forced to work. I'm forced to get a higher education, a college degree in order to...
Ma'am, nobody's forcing you to do anything. If you really wanted to be a wife, you should have acted like a wife and you should have looked for a husband to take care of you and to be a stay-at-home mom. But you didn't want to do that. You wanted to be a boss bee. You wanted an education. You wanted to be a go-getter. Can you see from the way that she talks that she's very masculine, how fast she talks? Now you've become the man that you wanted to date. Of course, now you can't be a stay-at-home wife.
To make enough money that I can be financially independent and afford my own home or my own rent or my own gas or my own groceries, my own insurance.
No stay-at-home wife would think like she does. From the start, she didn't want to be a stay-at-home wife.
And it's extremely difficult to do that. And it's very isolating as a woman.
When we are fighting you on a thing and arguing on a thing and going to bat with you on things, we still care. When we stop saying that thing, it's not because we've healed or we are better or we're okay with it. It's we're checking out.
Why would you try to find a woman from the start that argues with you, that fights with you? I don't care if you still care. I don't want another man in that relationship. I want a woman.
I finally understand what a pick-me is. A pick-me is a woman who understands how men think and actually care whether or not they're happy in a relationship. And the women who call the other women pick-me's usually are feminists and hate men and hate to see other women who don't hate men and who actually care what men think and actually want to see men happy.
I was married for 1.5 years. My divorce took 4 years, more than double the length of my marriage. And we have 2 children from the 1.5 year marriage. So during the 4 years, we did everything you're not supposed to do in a divorce case. We used the children against each other. We filed restraining orders that were unnecessary against each other. We were going to court, getting friends to write declarations against each other, forcing our friends to take sides, everything wrong.
My guys, if you're really thinking about marriage, just go to a divorce lawyer, pay him for an hour or 2, and just make him tell you all the risks involved in marriage, in divorce, everything that can happen. Just make him tell you a few stories. That's it. And then, if you still want to get married, then do it. It's so simple.
That if we were to get married, legally you'll be entitled to, my money. I believe that we've got something strong, I believe that we've got something real, but would you be offended if I was to get something in place to say that my assets would be going to, say, my sister if I was to pass away?
Guys, just by the way that he talks to me, he looks very feminine. Would you be offended if I had a prenup? No. Listen, I like you, I like this relationship. If you want to get married to me, you have to sign a prenup. If you don't like it, there's the door. That's how a man should act. There is no emotions involved in this decision. If she doesn't want to sign a prenup, it's clear she's not the woman for you. So why would you feel emotional? Emotions are not logical. Think logically, it's about your future, it's about a lot of money. That's why I tell you guys, today men are very feminine. And just to let you know, women are not attractive to indecisive men like this. They are not attracted to men that talk like this. They're attracted to real men, masculine men.
That sucks what you've said, Ben. I wouldn't expect anything.
I'm just being honest with you. That is a concern, and if I didn't raise that, I'd be lying.
That's a concern. No, my guy, that's your entire future. If you don't have a prenup, you just show that you're stupid.
If you don't want to get married, just tell me.
Don't pin all your hopes on marriage. That's a mistake that so many make. They think that if they can find the perfect partner, they'll be happy forever afterwards. You will never find a partner who's 100% right for you.
And you should always, always first be happy with yourself, being alone. And when you're happy with yourself, then maybe you can find a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. Don't try to find somebody to fill the hole, to feel the emptiness, to feel something that you don't feel at the moment. Because it will never work.
And in fact, every marriage I've conducted, I've told the couple, you are incompatible. And you better face that now before you find out later. If you squeeze, the husband squeezes the toothpaste from the bottom of the tube, she will squeeze the toothpaste from the middle. And part of the fun of marriage is adjusting to that, coming to some compromise. And the best compromise in the case I mentioned is to have 2 toothpastes.
In my opinion, that's stupid. That's why you want a younger woman to be your wife. Why? Because she can learn from you. Because she can learn your habits, your hobbies, whatever. She's not stuck in her way. When she's over 30, she has her own habits. She's stuck in her way. She won't see your point of view. She won't want to do things your way. Why would you do that? Why?
Man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's not enough money for me to say, I'm stopping what I'm doing and only your cares matter.
Okay, then it's simple. There's the door. Bye. No more talking, no more emotions, no more nothing. Walk away.
I think dating a woman who low-key hates men is the biggest feat you can accomplish as a man.
If you're dating a woman that hates men, I just think you're stupid. That's all.
That's how you know you've hit the top. That's how you know that you're better and more superior than everyone else.
Can you see their backwards mentality? I'm just going to skip this video because it's very stupid.
I was just thinking about how many tears, how many heartbreaks, how many sleepless fucking nights I could have saved myself had I just left a motherfucker alone at the very first ounce of disrespect. Instead, we come up.
Yeah, if you know how to see the red flags, you know when to leave from the start.
Up with like a million excuses on why people are being shitty towards you. Well, maybe they have some childhood trauma. Maybe they're having.
Nobody cares. Nobody.
A bad day. No, maybe they just fucking hate you and they're never going to fucking change. When someone shows you who they are the first time, believe that fucking person, because honestly, you'd save yourself years and years of trauma.
About like gaslighting men and making them feel so insecure, and when you make a guy feel insecure, then you can ask for what you want. So
no, that only works on stupid men.
First, so for example, if you want to get like a necklace or a bracelet, oh babe, you can't afford that right now.
No, baby, sorry, I can't afford it. I can't afford you, so it's better to break up. That's how a man should act in that situation.
You gotta like get on his ego first, and then you ask like, oh, I really want this gift.
Does that ever work though?
Like you make him feel like first, and then you ask for what you want.
If you really like a guy, do you want to make him feel like?
No, technically you're not making him feel like. It's just like a little.
She's not actually talking about the man that she likes. She's talking about the Sims that she doesn't care about. That's why she can make them feel like shit and not bother her.
Part of him that feels like shit. So that's okay. Yeah.
Where this guy's asking this girl, it's like, you know, let's look at different guys that you would find attractive. What about that guy over there? And she goes, where? What guy? He goes, the dude standing right there. She goes, behind the mailman. She's like, no, the mailman. And she didn't see him. So often we'll go through the drive-thru.
Not nice.
We'll go through the drive-thru.
That's so rude.
Try this with your female friends. Go through the drive-thru at some place, and then afterwards ask them to remember what did the guy who gave you your food look like, and they won't remember because women have no reticular activation system for men that they don't find attractive, and so because they only notice the men they do find attractive, then all men are players. No, they're not. Most men.
All men are shit. All men lie. No, the men that you go after.
Opinion is the lowest form of intellect, and it blows my mind how we've reached a point where it's my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion. طب رأيك?
Yes, and I'm entitled to say that you're stupid if your opinion is stupid.
Honestly, I could not care less about my opinion or your opinion. I care about the truth, and a truth that does not waver. And you cannot tell me, but this is my truth. I do not care for it.
Can we talk about how dating as a single mom is just not it? So I went and signed up for a little dating website after so much damn peer pressure from my girlfriends. And let me tell you something. I was on there for about a whole 48 hours before I was like, yep, not doing this, and deleted it. The amount of, what's your Snapchat? Do you need a stepdaddy? Let me come raid your snack cabinet. Send me a sexy pic.
Nobody gives you the harsher truth like a guy friend. Tell me why I just called my guy friend and I was like, ugh, I'm really in the mood to like call him right now. And he said to me, you sound like a fool. And I was like, oh, is it because...
Of course he will tell you the truth about another guy. Because he's in your friend zone, because he wants to smash. Women and men can't actually be just friends. And I'm not talking when you're young and you're in high school, or you have a childhood friend, or when you're working and it's a colleague. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual friendship. And not just calling once a year, twice a year. That's not actual friendship. Actual friendship cannot be between Women and men, we don't even like the same things. So why would you be friends with a woman when you have totally different interests than a woman? It's not logical. If you're friends with a woman, it's because you want to smash as a man.
Do you have bad service? Like, are you in a tunnel? Is that why it sounds a little weird? And he's like, no, you actually sound like a fool. Like, he fully told you that he wants nothing to do with you, and you're thinking of calling him like that's like tomfoolery. And I was like, oh, okay. You could just say don't. You didn't need to say that I was Bobo the fool. Where my clown shoes at, you could have just been like, hey, like, I don't think it's the best idea. He literally said, where's your cap and gown, you bimbo ass bitch?
Okay, maybe he's gay. Maybe that's why he talks like that. Okay.
Took her out to dinner. She ordered 6 different entrees.
You told me I could order whatever I wanted.
I told, but Mrs. Teves.
Oh my God, just look at her face. From the start, why would you want to date a grumpy woman that has a grumpy face? You know from the start she will never be happy no matter what you do. I've seen women like her.
Oh, but see, who orders 6? And here's the thing, Judge. She didn't eat any of them. Okay. She didn't eat any of them.
You ordered 6 entrees.
He said I could order whatever I wanted.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, did you order 6 entrees?
Yes, I ordered 6 entrees.
That's rude. I don't care what.
Just look at her face and how she acts. Why are you such a big simp? Why would you date a woman like this? Why are you so desperate as a man?
I don't care what, if somebody tells you you can order whatever you want, good sense, common sense, which is clearly not always common, is that you don't order 6 entrees. Because 1, you're not going to eat them.
True.
And there are people starving in the world.
Fair enough. He could have ended it. He's a grown man.
So did you end the relationship? Did you end the relationship?
He actually ended the relationship.
Did a husband cross the line when he left his wife at the airport? The husband explained they had about 15 minutes until boarding started, and his wife insisted on going to Starbucks, which was on a different terminal. He told her she didn't have time, but she didn't listen. He waited as long as possible, but when the gate agent was about to close the door, he decided to get on the plane, and the wife did not make the connection.
Yeah, throw the whole wife away. First of all, he was going to visit his daughter. So when the wife decided to go to another terminal with...
That's why the wife didn't care. That's why she went to another gate to buy coffee or whatever. Because she doesn't care about his daughter. Because it's his daughter. It's so simple when you understand female nature and how they think. It's so easy to put 2 and 2 together.
15 minutes to board the plane, she made him make a choice between her and his daughter. So there was just a trip planned before.
Whose fault is it? Why did he get married to a woman like that? It's his fault. I will always put the blame on you, my guy. Why? Because you're stupid. Why? Because you don't know how to see the red flags. It's your fault.
She overslept, so they already missed the flight. So this is the second time that they're going to try to see his daughter. So when she decided that she was going to delay or just take her sweet time like the plane was supposed to wait for her, then he did the right thing and he got his butt on that plane to go see his daughter.
I'm going to teach you something sad about the male race. Men have a behavioral strategy that is a holdover from the cave days, and it looks like conquest. Conquest is the male shadow. It's, I'm going to behave in whatever way I need to behave to get exactly what I want out of this woman. It's not really who I am. And I have some bad news. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying you're going to have to really have discernment. And I realize that when you're starving to death for that closeness, it's very hard to use discernment. If you were starving to death, right, no water for days, and I was to poison this water and be like, ah.
That's why I tell you, you have to be happy with yourself first, being alone. Because if you rush into something, you will make stupid decisions and you will regret them later.
Really hard to say no to that, right? But you're going to have to use your discernment. That place in you that wants to drink the poisoned water is a void that needs you badly. It's literally one of the most painful experiences you can ever have, going into that consciously, sitting with the emotions of that absolute, desperate, starved powerlessness. But if you sit in that void long enough, it goes away. Then you're not a match to other people with the void. And you can believe that the conquest men, they have a void.